Hey guys, what's up? I'm Desiree. I'm the soap maker here at Lilasuds, and today I'm going to show you how I make these succulent embeds using soap dough. These are so versatile. You can use them for flowers, for stars. Really, you're limited by your creativity, so please go ahead and just make whatever you want. I'm going to be making succulents with this for a redesign of my succulent soap. And I'm going to be using a few different colors of soap dough. I really like this color palette of like muted greens and pinks. So I actually have some leftover soap dough. It's actually kind of like a nice cream golden color, not exactly white, but that actually works totally fine. It won't really affect the color because it's so light, and these are some of the colors I used. So for this darker pink, I mixed in some Hollywood pink mica. I use this color a lot. For the lighter pink, I used oleander mica. It's very warm tone, but it also has kind of like a silver sheen to it. It's very lovely. I also added a pinch of the Hollywood pink mica. For this darker green, I used Savage Garden from Nurture Soap, beautiful deep green. And then for the mid green, it's Kombu green, which I'm kind of sad because I think it was discontinued, but I love this color. And I just used some floral cutters. These are great for roses and leaves. This is one of my favorite tools. It's a taper tool at the end, so it's really nice to roll out some edges nice and thin. And then an acrylic rolling pin and some cornstarch so it doesn't stick to your hands, and a silicone mat. So let's get started. So first thing is I'm going to dust a little bit of the cornstarch over the surface and all over my hands. My hands are very dry, so soap dough tends to stick regardless. And I'm going to start off with similar tones. So I'm going to start off with the pinks. I'm just going to pinch a little bit off and keep some because I do want to use some for some other color combinations. So I've got both pinks, and I'm just setting off a little bit to the side. And so what I'm going to do is actually figure out how to kind of mix, stretch these out, like roll these out in a way where it looks like two stripes, but they're kind of blended together. It takes a little bit of fidgeting around, but I think it worked in the end, because what I want to achieve is each leaf to have a darker tone and a lighter tone, but I don't want it to look like a stripe down the middle. So you can see here I'm kind of figuring out, playing around with it, rolling it back and forth, just kind of experimenting in a way to get those two lines kind of diffused. The end result, I just want it to look like one dark pink stripe and one light pink stripe. And a gazillion years later, I finally have something that's somewhat blended out in the middle, no harsh stripes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some cling wrap. This is kind of like a gum paste technique if you want rounded edges instead of like a straight cut piece. You take some plastic wrap and you impress your cookie cutter, and that will kind of give it like a cushioned look to it. You'll see what I mean now when I remove the plastic. And by all means, please reuse all this plastic. I reused the heck out of this until I couldn't use it anymore. But you can see around the edges, it's kind of like nice and cushioned, no harsh cuts. It just gives you that kind of succulent look to it, which I think is really cute. Sorry for not focusing right there. Yeah, I think this technique works really great for this type of project. So now what I'm going to do is basically repeat all that once again to cut out a few more, but I'm going to show you how I use this taper tool. It's really easy. So I just kind of grab the petal in my hands and align the tip of the tool to the tip of the petal and just kind of roll it around, and then just bring in those little edges inwards. It kind of looks like a little dip in the center. And then the other end I kind of flatten a little bit just because I'm going to be layering these, so I don't want it to be too bulky. And yeah, I just repeat all that until I'm done with all my petals. Here you can see I'm kind of tapering it in. Just keep going, and you make as many as you want. I did quite a few of these in a bunch of different colors, but this tool is really good. Also, it's really helpful to cover your tool in a little bit of cornstarch. You can always brush off the cornstarch, or I usually use a little bit of rubbing alcohol, just spritz the pieces with it, and it kind of gets rid of the cornstarch. But as you can see, my hands are very wrinkly, very dry. It's not because of anything. I've just always had my hands like that my whole life. It runs in the family. So that cornstarch is very vital for me for not getting anything stuck. So here I'm going to re-roll this soap dough again. So I've got the light color at the bottom and the darker color on top. Now there's a little bit more blend to it, so it's going to be a little bit easier to kind of get that blend that I like. So yeah, roll, blend, repeat. Also, if you are interested in soap dough but you don't know how to make it, you can buy it pre-made. My go-to place is sorcerysoap.com. Bea is basically like the master of soap dough. She's the one who put it on the map, and she also sells it pre-made, but she also sells amazing books all about soap dough, including recipes. They're vegan and animal based recipes, whatever is your preference. I prefer the vegan recipe. What I am using is a vegan recipe, but definitely go over to sorcerysoap.com and check out all the amazing options and all the amazing soaps that Bea makes. And yeah, just get inspired, learn about other soap makers, and get yourself some soap dough and play around with it. It's amazing. Her soap dough is awesome. And yeah, but you could totally make it yourself if that is what you're going for. So don't miss out and check it out. See here, I did the same with a bunch of other color combos. This one was actually one of my favorites. It was with the kombu green and the oleander, and by now I had gotten kind of the flow of things, so the blending was a little bit better. But yeah, just basically play around with as many color combos. It would be way easier if you do this solid color. I'm an overachiever, so I wanted to do, you know, 2 different colors and blend them out, and that's usually how I do things. So yeah, just go ahead and make as many as you want. I'm actually going to be layering these on the soap top. So last year, what I did for the succulent soap, I decided to change the way I did it because it was a little finicky. So I basically got like a little base out of soap dough and just started layering petals on top, and it just got a little finicky when you cut it. Petals, you know, little leaves would fall off or it would break during shipping. So this year I decided to do it a little bit different and more conceptual, I guess, and just layer the petals on. So if you guys remember my autumn soap from the November launch, that's kind of where I'm going with this soap with these petals. I think it's going to be a lot more elegant and easier to cut. So now it's the next day. I've left these overnight to dry, and what I did was I sprayed some rubbing alcohol on them, so that kind of got rid of that cornstarch I was telling you guys about. So what I'm going to do now is just add a little bit of little interest, visual interest with some mica. And I'm just gonna dust a little bit on the tips, kind of matching that color that is on the end of each petal. So for this first one, I'm actually gonna do a little blend of the oleander and the Hollywood pink. I think these two together make the most beautiful tone for these petals, and I will be using this mixture, this color mixture, for any of the petals that have a pink end to them. I think it really turned out beautiful. And yeah, these micas are just great. They're just really pretty. You can see it's kind of like a magenta tone, and just a little bit at the ends, not too much. You just want a little touch just to take it to the next level. Personally, I like adding these little mica touches because I think it doesn't look, you know, one-dimensional. It adds interest to it. So yeah, just if you want, this is optional. You don't have to do it. I personally like it. So yeah, just go for all your petals and have fun. Put some music on, zone out, and just get to dusting. When you're done with all your petals, you can just stare at them and just leave them be. No, I'm joking. Duh, you're gonna use them on soap. So next thing is getting your soap ready, but I will show you how I make that soap in a different video. For now, these are the embeds, and I can't wait to play around with them and figure out how I want to lay them on the soap. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, just look how cute these are. These little leaves, they're so adorable. And all these different colors, like, succulents. Ooh, that's kind of how it's gonna be. So that was a little sneak peek. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, just feel free to take this technique and use it however you want. Make it flowers, stars, whatever. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to see you soon again. And don't forget, the website's coming back. Lilasuds.com, February 6th, 7 p.m. EST. See you soon. Bye.